in Beverly Crest. Good evening, everyone. I'm Carolyn Johnson. The woman charged with firing those shots appeared in court earlier today. NBC4's Darsha Phillips is live downtown with that and just how close those bullets came to her family. Darsha.
Carolyn, the woman accused of firing shots into pop star Rihanna's home, facing multiple charges. She did not enter a plea today, and her arraignment was pushed back until March 25th. And tonight we are learning just how close Rihanna and her partner, A$AP Rocky, came to that barrage of bullets.
10 gunshots fired from the vehicle at the gate. I believe the shots came from across the street.
Rihanna and her partner A$AP Rocky came much closer to that gunfire than we originally knew.
The two people that were inside the Airstream were Rihanna and her partner Rakim Mayers.
The DA revealing that the pop star and her partner were inside an Airstream parked near their home, and prosecutors say the alleged shooter, Ivana Ortiz, shot at the camper. The DA says Ortiz drove to the home Sunday afternoon and fired shots with what LAPD described as an AR-15 style rifle.
In that residence, Rihanna was there with her partner, her 3 children, her mother, and 2 staff people.
According to the DA, Ortiz also fired shots at a neighbor's house with 2 people inside before fleeing the scene. She was arrested a short time later in Sherman Oaks.
I want everyone to understand in this county that you should absolutely feel safe in your residence and in your neighborhood and in your community. That safety is something we will work incredibly hard to protect.
Ortiz was charged with 1 count of attempted murder, 10 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, and 3 felony counts of shooting into an inhabited camper. Right now, it is not clear is why Ortiz shot into Rihanna's home.
When an individual comes into our community and decides to shoot it up, that individual will be arrested and held fully accountable for her actions.
And investigators are also trying to determine how Ortiz obtained that AR-15 style rifle. Her bail is set at nearly $1.9 million. If convicted, she could face the rest of her life in prison. Reporting live tonight from downtown Los Angeles, I'm Darsha Phillips, NBC4 News.
And now to the war in the Middle East and what the Pentagon is calling the most intense day of strikes yet. Tonight, we also have a better idea of the toll the war is taking on U.S. military personnel. In addition to the 7 confirmed U.S. fatalities, there are at least 140 injured. 8 of them are in critical condition. NBC4's Robert Kovacic joins us now with the latest developments. Robert.
Carolyn, check out the new video from CENTCOM, U.S. Central Command, announcing multiple Iranian naval vessels have been eliminated near the Strait of Hormuz, that essential oil route. Now, this video that you're looking at is from this Tuesday, as you mentioned, the day Defense Secretary Hegseth said would be the most intense day of U.S. strikes. And while President Trump has called the operation in Iran, quote, the beginning of building a new country, tonight, the House Speaker telling NBC News he does not support nation building in Iran.
We are the defenders of freedom and liberty, and freedom-loving people all around the world benefit from a strong America. These are undisputed, objective facts. Does that mean that we should be intervening everywhere around the world in nation building and doing all these other endeavors? No, because we don't have the resources or the appetite to do that.
The House Speaker's comments on the heels of a massive wave of U.S. and Israeli strikes on the Iranian regime and a wild ride for oil prices. That's due in part to this post from Energy Secretary Chris Wright that, quote, the U.S. Navy successfully escorted an oil tanker through the Strait of Hormuz. Wright quickly deleting the post.
I can confirm that the U.S. Navy has not escorted a tanker or a vessel at this time.
Oil prices tonight plunging down to around $86 a barrel. All as inside Iran, the Pentagon says it struck over 5,000 targets, including taking out hidden Iranian missile launchers.
Ballistic missile attacks continue to trend downward 90% from where they've started, and one-way attack drones have decreased 83%.
But Iran is still launching attacks on its Arab neighbors. This video showing an Iranian drone chased by a United Arab Emirates fighter jet. And in Bahrain, the government says a woman was killed during an Iranian strike on a residential neighborhood. Just how long will this last? during a fireside chat with NBC News at the House Republicans' annual policy conference in South Florida tonight. Johnson was asked, will Operation Fury be a short-term excursion or a long-term campaign?
This was an operation limited in scope and time, entirely consistent, not only with the Constitution, but within the tradition of previous presidents in recent years, in our lifetimes.
Meantime, was it a U.S. missile that struck an elementary school in Iran on the very first day of the operation? Let's show you some new video that shows what experts say is an American Tomahawk missile hitting an Iranian military compound that was located right next to that school. More than 170 people, including many children, died there. And while the Pentagon tonight says it's investigating, Senate Minority Leader Schumer demanding a full, independent and transparent investigation, adding there needs to be accountability. I'm Robert Kovacic. Carolyn?
All right, Robert. Let's take you outside right now. This is a live look from our camera here in Universal City, pointed toward downtown Los Angeles. Meteorologist David Bigger is here with a check of the first alert forecast. David.
And Carolyn, it's going to be warming up quite a bit as we go through the next couple of days. In fact, by the end of the week, we're potentially looking at temperatures back in the 90s, which is why we have a high risk of heat-related illnesses for Thursday and Friday for anybody who's exposed to the heat without access to effective cooling or hydration. So this will include areas like the Basin, Inland Orange County, the valleys, and the Inland Empire. And that's the reason behind the heat advisory that's been issued by the National Weather Service. For all the orange shaded areas you see here, this starts up 10 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. A reminder, when we have heat in the 90s, we typically will see temperatures already pretty hot by about 10 o'clock in the morning. This will go through 8 p.m. on Friday. Temperatures will be 15 to 25 degrees above average for this time of year, so make sure to drink plenty of fluids. And if you can, stay in air conditioning. If you don't have access to air conditioning, try to find a place to stay cool. So here's what we're looking at as we go through the next couple of days. For tomorrow, expected to be a bit warmer than today. As we get into Thursday and Friday, that's where temperatures jump back into the 90s. And then for the weekend, it does look slightly cooler, but only for the weekend. I've got details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Back to you.
All right. Well, a community is coming together tonight to support a pastor and his family. Fire destroyed their home in Larchmont while that pastor was in church on Sunday. NBC4's Tracy Leong has his hopeful message amid the tragedy.
Pastor Juan Galicia was delivering a sermon on hope at his South LA church when the fire broke out here at his home, and says his faith is giving him the strength to move forward. Video captured flames tearing through Pastor Juan Galicia's home on St. Andrew's Place near Maplewood Avenue in Larchmont around 2:20 Sunday afternoon. At the time, Galicia was leading a service at his church, Ministerio Esperanza, in South LA.
I was preaching, and I was preaching that talking about, in the worst scenario, God's always remember you.
Galicia had lived in the home for more than 18 years with 9 other family members. All of them were at church when the fire broke out. 6 of his dogs were inside the home, and sadly, 2 did not survive.
This is me crying because I know my pets crying and looking for a way to escape and couldn't do. That makes me feel chaotic.
Galicia says the fire started in a vacant house next door and quickly spread to his home. His niece, Sonia Salinas, says the family has been warning the city about safety issues with squatters there for more than a year.
We feel devastated. We feel sad because we try to avoid these kind of accidents.
The office Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez says they're aware of the ongoing issues and reached out to the property owner but never heard back. They say their ability to intervene is limited because it's private property. Galicia's niece says while the loss is overwhelming, the family is choosing hope over despair.
And at the end of the day, even though this is just basically nothing, you know, we are alive. So being alive and having family, breathing, is what matters at the end of the day. So we feel very thankful and blessed to have them alive.
Galicia says the fire may have destroyed his home, but his faith remains unshaken.
My faith is strong. The same Lord provides in the beginning, and the same Lord is going to provide in the future. And whatever happens today, the Lord is in control. Even if we see nothing today is a darkness day, tomorrow is going to be bright.
A GoFundMe page has been set up for the family. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Reporting in Larchmont, Tracy Lingong, NBC4 News.
LA Unified Superintendent Alberto Carvalho is denying any wrongdoing in his first comments since the FBI raided his home and office last month. Tonight, a spokesperson released a statement on his behalf. It reads in part, "No evidence has been presented by prosecutors supporting any allegation that Mr. Carvalho violated federal law. We hope the school board reinstates him promptly to his position as superintendent." The comments come just as the LAUSD board was meeting for the first time since Carvalho was placed on paid leave. Acting Superintendent Andres Chait talked about the challenges facing the district.
I had the chance to get out to a few different visits and meet with teachers, principals, students, support staff. Someone who's been a teacher, principal, held a number of roles in the district. I understand that you are indeed the backbone of this district.
The district says it has no intention of bringing